Ariel Hawani for mmarated.com with the pride of Montreal, David the Crow Loiseau. David, how's it going, man?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm very excited to be talking to you today at the TriStar Gym here in Montreal. This is a good time for you in your career. You're coming off of 2 straight wins, defeating your last opponent in 20 seconds. Do you feel now, after that kind of roadblock in your career, that you're back on track?
Definitely. You know, we made a lot of adjustments in my training and my preparation. Everything's going well now. My trainers are awesome, and I feel great in here, and that's what counts. You know.
Was that the main thing? Was it a mental problem that you were dealing with?
Yes, mental and also with the training. The training also helps the mental. You know, it helps to have world-class training partners, and when you step in the cage, you know, it just gives you confidence. You know, I just finished sparring today with George St. Pierre, Tom Murphy, and Dennis Kang. You know, so it's like when you step in the ring, you know, you only have to fight one guy. I'm fighting an army of guys today. You know.
The last time we saw you compete was in early June. Anything on tap for the rest of the summer?
I'm fighting September 13th in Montreal for my federation, Extreme MMA. So it's gonna be good. No opponents yet, but it's gonna be September 13th in Montreal.
How have you been liking that? Because that's a fairly new venture for you, kind of doing the promoting side of things. I know you're not doing it full time, but how has the experience been so far?
It's great. It's fun. You know, you get to see what's going on on the other side of the game. You know, not only in the ring but outside the ring, and it's a great experience. But like you said, you know, I'm doing that promotional stuff part time. You know, I'm really a full time fighter.
Now, after the Elite XC loss, I think you kind of, you know, reinvented yourself a little. You went on a little bit of a winning streak, but then had the tough loss to Jason Day. Very highly controversial. You obviously felt that you won. Did you feel like that kind of, you know, stunted your growth again as a mixed martial artist?
Well, you know, you learn from you got to learn from everything. You know, win or loss. You know, and that thing is behind me. When they raised Jason Day's arm, he looked at me and he said, "David, you just got robbed, man." You know, so it's like when he told me that, I was like, man, whatever. Maybe I got robbed. And then I watched the tape, and then it's embarrassing, you know, to see something like that happen in MMA. But it's behind me, and now I learned from that loss because I could have finished the fight and I didn't. So I'm the only one to blame. Don't blame Jason. Don't blame the judges. Don't blame anybody. Take full responsibility and go forward. You know, this is how I live my life. You know, like a man.
Not even the judges. You're not even going to blame the judges.
No, it's I left it up to the judges, so it's my fault.
Does it kind of piss you off a little now seeing Jason after that victory get a shot at the UFC?
No, I'm not mad. He worked for it. You know, he got a win against me, and he got his shot. So everything happens for a reason, and it probably happened because maybe I wasn't ready to go back at that time. But now I know I'm ready. I feel ready, and I can't wait to go back. And when I go back, I'm going to go back for the title. You know, I'm going to go back to win and become the champ.
When you say go back, do you mean go back to the UFC?
Yes, definitely.
Is that the number one goal? I mean, obviously there's a lot of great promotions rising up now, Elite XC, you see Affliction, but is the number one goal in your mind to go back to the UFC?
Yes, and the reason is because you know, I've always been treated well by the UFC, and I have just unfinished business down there. You know, I just unfinished business. I started something that I want to finish. I became #1 contender, and my goal is to become world champion, and it's gonna happen.
Have you spoke to them recently? Anyone in the UFC, Joe Silva in particularly?
Not myself. My management does all that work. I just stay away. You know, they're negotiating, and they're talking to the UFC, and it's gonna happen soon for sure. If you know, I've been winning. I've been winning with impressive wins. You know, so it's not boring fights, boring wins. So, you know, sooner or later it's gonna happen.
Does it feel like right now every fight is almost a title fight because you keep having to like build up that winning streak so that you can say, all right, now I'm ready, and one loss could kind of mess things up a little?
It always could mess things up, you know. In MMA, you're only as good as your last fight, you know. That's how it is to the promoters, to the fans. So you always gotta show up and bring your A game, you know. So every fight is super important.
I just want to quickly ask, I don't want to harp on the past here, but I always wondered what happened between you and Elite XC, because you had one fight and then they dropped you after the loss to Joy Villaseñor. I thought that you probably deserved another chance to prove yourself with them. What exactly happened?
No, they didn't drop me. They wanted to keep me. They just took forever to release me. I asked to get released after that fight because we have a different vision of things. They want to compete with the UFC and all that, and they want to be the big thing, the biggest league. And if we would have kept fighting with them, it would have been able to go back to the UFC and fight, So that's why I asked to get released, and we just had different visions of things, So I just went my way.
All right. Well, September 13th, we'll get to see the Crow back in action, and hopefully sooner rather than later, returning to the UFC. Thanks a lot, David.
Thank you very much, and check out my website, crowtime.tv.
It's a great site. I check it all the time.
Thank you.